Go
Hello,
for it.
everyone. This is the Dungeon Meowster. We are coming at you live from all over the Turtle Island that is the United States and Canada. And today we have a guest DM who on screen here is known as Danaheim. I personally, Dungeon Meowster, will be celebrating my birthday with my family today, so I will not be on stream for very long, but I wanted to still give you all the opportunity to see the wonderful things that my delightful friends have put together.
Happy birthday!
Thanks.
Yep, happy birthday, Meowster. So I guess we'll go ahead and jump right in. So we have some quick announcements before we get into game. First one being, please click the follow button to get updates from the channel. Once the Dungeon Meowster channel hits 50 followers, we'll be able to release our custom emotes, which includes the glorious and exclusive fish rat emote. If you would like to get your eyeball on that, you can join our community Discord channel, where you will see the fish rat emote as well as some of our exclusive Darcy sticker emotes. Very fun. You can also keep an eye out for our other social media links on the Be Right Back channel or panel at the break. If you would like to support the stream financially, allowing us to get other adventure modules and things like that, you can always subscribe to our Patreon. Link will be posted in the chat. Let's see. Of course, there's kind of the regular thing, so please be kind to the players, us, and each other as well in the chat. Our next episode of, let's see, remind me everyone, is it our next episode of our regular New Wave Industries that's on August 15th, or is that our next one-shot?
This is a really great question. It is a side quest that Mirame and I wrote over the last, I think we spent several hours a couple days ago writing it and creating like fancy artwork for it, and it's going to be so ridiculous and heavily Stinkfoot focused because one of our regular players, Tolly, won't be here, but the rest of us are here. So anyway, we will, yes, it will be the regular story. It will still be canon.
Yes, okay, so
I'm so excited.
Next canon story of New Wave Industries will be August 15th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I do believe that is Pacific time. In the meantime, the Dungeon Master stream may auto-host some other D&D content in the weeks that we don't meet for this campaign. So I think that about wraps it up for all of the announcements, unless I missed anything that the rest of you can think of.
Not a thing other than we've got a couple of wonderful guests today. Not just our lovely Danaheim guest GM, but also Oz, who's coming in and jumping in to play a lovely NPC character with us.
Oh, that's right.
Hello, I'll be playing Cobble.
Hooray!
Thanks for joining us, Oz. I'm excited to have you be our little NPC for the mini story arc we're in.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing now I think about it. If you are watching through the Dungeon Master channel, then you will be seeing what's on that stream, but some of you may also be listening through Clem's channel. Clem, do you want to give a shout out real quick here so people know where to find you?
Hi, I'm on Twitch at Comfort Fruits. I stream a lot. I've been taking a little bit of time off this week, and I will be streaming very shortly after this intro.
Yes, and Clem is Comfort Fruit, correct? Here on Twitch?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Okay, so I think that's everything.
Alright, so I guess it's time to give a very quick introduction to this adventure. So, as has been said, this is not canon, but we will be using the characters from the canon. Quite literally, this story is one that I am borrowing from a setting that I have that is a dream. So the idea that it was all a dream works perfectly for this. We can see on the map here, I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick. The upper right image is the main deck of the ship, as well as the upper two decks. Then down towards the bottom, we have the lower deck of the ship, and then I don't know what they're called, but the two rooms at the end of the ship that are under the upper decks. So the map is a little weird because it's a 3D representation on a 2D map, but hopefully the arrows kind of give some clarity there. And well, let me go ahead and get into sort of the description of what's going on. So you aren't actually sure how you arrived here, but it all makes sense in a sort of way. You're aboard an airship, the copper-clad Melisandre, sailing through a lightning storm. Well, less a lightning storm and more an elemental demi-plane along the border of the plane of air. On second thought, you're not sure why you're here. The more you try to pull together a timeline of how you got here, the more certain you are that this is a dream. But something about it feels less dreamlike and more real than when you first became aware of it. The deck of the ship is slick from sheets of rain whipping under the canopy of the large balloon from which you hang. Lightning dances across the sky, moving at times with deliberate direction and force, and at times in meandering loops of webbed discharge. There is no horizon, only the storm in all directions. Thankfully, the ship seems built just for this flight, as thick copper cables hold the dirigible to the deck, channeling lightning down into the hold through complex coils and relays. As long as you don't touch any of it, you're pretty safe, it seems. Unless, of course, the gale force winds don't snatch you off guard. And with that, your characters just kind of find yourselves as though you were tending to a ship here in the middle of this storm.
Are we clipped in or anything, or are we actually likely to fall off?
You are not clipped in, but the ship does have pretty sturdy-looking guardrails, and if you get pushed all the way to the guardrail to begin with, it's there. That's where the electricity is coursing around anyway. You're probably in enough trouble that being clipped in just means there's a corpse hanging from the side of the ship.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Oh, goodness.
But the ship is surprisingly stable itself. It's not rocking like a ship on the water would. Kind of, there isn't as much. There's not a difference between the sky and the sea, so there's not that room for movement and swaying that you get when you're on board a sailing ship. So here you are on the deck of the ship. Over here, no, that's not what I meant to do. Well, I did that thing instead. Over here, you see what looks like a statue of a woman moving around. You see a person in bronze full plate at the helm of the ship, with glorious amethyst hair. And over here you see somebody who looks like they're specifically drawn to be a bad guy from a Disney cartoon, just kind of standing there looking out at the storm.
Is there anything else on the deck? Like,
we have these lines of like apparatus that are channeling the lightning down into the hold of the ship, but there's not a whole lot else up here to be seen. There's a few spots along the center area here, right here and here, where the masts normally would be. There are still mast-like structures. They don't go all the way up to the dirigible, though. They're only about 5 feet tall, and they're weapons racks with, things like cutlasses available if you needed them on the fly, and harpoons.
so they're ready for battle.
Yes.
Where we woke up, am I like holding on to something? Like I've been actually like participating in doing something for the ship?
Yeah, right now you've got a coil of rope in your hand that you were you think you were just pulling in one of the edges of the dirigible to try to reattach a loose strap, but you're not sure. It's like when you're really, really tired and suddenly you're like, wait, what was I just doing? But you're soaked through and through. So you've been on this ship for a while, and you are in the middle of some moderately appropriate task.
I guess I'll keep pulling on the rope then.
Okay. The loose piece of strapping that holds the dirigible to the ship is pretty easy to resecure. So, without much effort, you tie it back down. It looks like this is sort of just a cost of doing business, so to speak, that you occasionally have to re-tie down things, and if they're tied too tight, then, the rope breaks, so all the other ones are specifically tied loose enough that they can come untied if need be in an emergency. The ASMR up here in the plate mail seems to notice that there are new people on board, and shouts out in a voice that sounds like a silken chime. Shouts out, "Volcad, go greet our new arrivals. They seem to have finally woken up." And the gruff-looking dude who's drawn like a Disney villain kind of comes around and heads down to the deck of the ship, looks at you all. "Welcome aboard." Now, in front of you, this man is a murderer, plain and simple. He doesn't hide it. Everything about him exudes violence, both administered and received, with muscles that bulge around ragged-looking scars. On his face, he's got something between a sneer, a grimace, and a grin. The most notable pieces of equipment that he has is a gauntlet on his right hand that's an unrepentant mess of articulated blades and spines that shows no signs of any function beyond tearing things apart. And, other than that, he doesn't seem actively aggressive right now, but he also doesn't seem friendly.
Eltanga has a bad
All right,
feeling
so
about
who
this.
are you? Or sorry, let me get into his voice a bit better. All right, so who are you?
Hello, my name is Eltanga. Eltanga Prawn. Pleasure to meet you. And I extend my hand.
He looks at his right hand, the one in the bladed gauntlet, looks at your hand, shrugs, and starts reaching out to shake slowly.
Stinkfoot's gonna hide behind Seda and peek out. Be suspicious.
When he reaches out to shake your hand with this mess of violence, do you actually shake his hand, or do you change your mind?
Where he's halfway there, and then I stick my hand behind my head, yeah, you almost got me, but mainly because I want to have functional hands.
He shrugs again.
Valid.
So who are you?
I think the better question is, who are you?
Volcad Demir. But who are you? Where'd you come from? You've been at this ship for about 10 minutes now, acting like you belong here, and you ain't on the charter, and, well, what are you doing here?
Alright, usually I know where I am. I have no idea.
You're lost. Great.
We ain't found.
Alright, well, make yourselves useful. The captain's in his quarters. He motions over his shoulder in this direction to the under section of the ship and points towards this door over here. Captain's in his quarters. That's Dalet up there at the front. Eamon the Blind is guiding the ship right now, and don't piss me off.
I'll try my best, Captain, but I will surely fail.
Stinkfoot has a question. Why are we here? What is the boat doing here? We're in a storm.
Yeah, where else are you gonna harvest lightning from?
Excuse me?
I don't really feel like giving a description. There's some mystic down below. He likes the truth and that hogwash. Talk to him.
Okay.
With that, he unceremoniously heads back up and starts saying something quietly to the ASMR who's piloting the ship.
Did he say someone called something the Blind is navigating the ship?
You know what? I didn't pick up on that one, but you know what? Now that you bring that up, that's kind of terrifying.
That is what I heard too. Seda! What do we do?
Sega, please protect us. Please protect us.
Seeing as we're apparently in the middle of a lightning storm on a ship, and none of us know how we got here, I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do, guys.
Well, I
Almost
still
to
trust you.
accent that point of I don't know if there's much I can do, lightning strikes the dirigible of the ship, and you see like a wave of electricity wrap around all of the copper wires that go into the underbelly of the ship. And though it doesn't feel painful, you feel a slight tingle as the electricity just can't help but spread through the water a little bit.
That kind of felt good, I'm concerned.
I'm not sure I liked that.
I definitely didn't like that.
Stinkfoot, I'm scared.
Me too.
At this point, this is when Seda notices that Koval's on the ship with them, which is a bit of a shock. Like, I mean, you know, on the one hand, Seda was like, okay, we're in this weird place, but, you know, Stinkfoot and Altana are here. Seda remembers being with Stinkfoot and Altana previously. But Koval, this is kind of a new arrival. And Seda looks at Koval suspiciously.
Koval just kind of gives you a look and kind of just shrugs and holds Sparky closer to them.
Oh, you have a familiar. I'm so sorry I did not bring your familiar over. I'll drop that in right away. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I don't suppose you know why we ended up here, do you?
I sure wish I did.
Last thing I remember was being in the cave and the Tarask was waking up, and that seemed like bad news.
Oh god, did I die? Because I did that a lot.
I think you didn't quite die, but...
Oh, I can't be in hell. Not with all of you! Oh!
I don't think this is hell, Altana.
Well, I mean, if I made it up somewhere, then that's a plus, but still.
I don't think we're dead. More likely, this is some sort of illusion.
I feel like if I was dead, there'd be a lot more cheese because you're here, and I point at Stinkfoot.
Stinkfoot's eyes light up.
And I think if I was also dead, there'd be a lot less me here because you're here. I point at Sega.
It kind of like looks back at Altana and is trying to parse what that means.
It's that you probably wouldn't want me around.
I mean, you do seem to be cursed, so...
I'm not cursed.
You almost died 3 times within an hour.
Aren't you literally cursed?
Seda's face goes terrifyingly blank when you say that.
I mean, maybe I'm just part of your curse. Who knows?
Stinkfoot is going to wander over to the edge of the boat and, like, try and peek over the edge without getting electrified. Or touch anything electric.
Okay. Peeking over the edge, even being careful, you still feel just, it's almost like you licked a battery feeling, but on your everywhere. As you get closer and closer to it, but it's not damaging. And you look out, and it's a very different feeling. Normally, there's like a horizon where you see the difference between the water and the sky. Even in a bad storm, you can kind of tell that this is where the storm is, this is where the ocean is. And here it's just storm up and down and left and right as far as the eye can see.
Friends, I don't think we're going anywhere. We're in a cloud.
What? And
This is-
Seda walks over, kind of takes a look as well.
Okay. Yeah, Seda feels and sees the same basic thing. It's this tingling feeling of electricity. Another bolt of lightning hits the ship, and both of you feel a strong surge. Not enough to deal damage, but you feel a strong, zap going through you. And it's weird
this-
looking down at lightning that's webbing out beneath you.
Is this some kind of elemental plane? Like, Seda says that to Stinkfoot, and also I guess to Altana as well.
At this point, the ASMR in the bronze plate mail comes down and says, "Yes, and I apologize for Volcad's unfriendliness and lack of information." He offers a hand. It is not covered in blades.
Ah, yes, I extend my hand. So nice to meet a kind soul.
My name is Eamon the Blind, and you seem to be lost. I suppose that word might not mean as much to you as it means to us.
We certainly are confused.
A common state. We are... We travel through dreams, for lack of a better term. And most of us are always here, but occasionally we bump into someone else's dreams and they end up here with us. It's hopefully not a permanent state for you, but if it becomes one, we will gladly help you find your way in the new world that you found yourself in. But generally, you'll eventually wake up. In the meantime, we would greatly appreciate your help. Down below, we are gathering lightning. Usually, on these missions, apparently there are elemental beings from the storm that take umbrage with our presence. So, well, Marcel has hired us all to protect the investment down below from the storm elementals. There's much more to be said than just that, but I mean, that's a good starting point for why we are here. Somewhere down that way, there's a compass up above that guides us towards it, is a portal back to our home plane. I don't know what else to say than that, but it's a pleasure to have you on board. I should show you guys the images of these folks. How do I do that? I feel like there's a
There's a
there
hint
we go.
thing.
Did that pop up for everybody?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. If you click on the token and you hit Z, it should show you their face.
Can't click on their tokens.
Okay, well, let me create some quick handouts then. I'll be a good DM and be prepared. I am not as proficient at Roll20 as I probably seem.
All as well.
So,
That's okay. I don't know anything about Roll20.
so if we were if you passed through dreams, were we asleep?
At some point, I mean, dreams are funny when it comes to time. you might not all be dreaming at the same time as each other, interestingly enough.
So, you don't see my dream, right? Eltanga sweats just a little bit.
Oh, no. If we were in your dream, we would know we were in your dream. No, we're here in the Trocosis storm. There's not much to be said about it, other than...
A little sigh of relief comes over Eltanga. Just, whew, okay, good.
If we were in my dream, there'd be a lot more cheese. Speaking
Well-
of, do you have any cheese? There better be cheese on board.
I listen to him.
We do have some cheese. Some very interesting cheeses, I think, in fact. Marcel is a bit of a gourmand, so I would check down below.
Stinkfoot immediately runs down the stairs.
All right. Do you guys see what Eamon looks like now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And Eamon was here for Tali, because Darcy would be like, "Oh, my anime boyfriend."
I'm looking respectfully.
But you know, can't win them all, I suppose.
I will appreciate it in their absence.
Okay.
Actually, at this point, Zeta would kind of glance around and go, Darcy's missing. Do you think that means she's awake? I hope
mean,
she's awake. If we're all asleep, that's not good.
She might have been standing guard when we took our nap.
I don't remember laying down to take a nap.
I mean, we were tired. Probably just passed out. That's what I do. If it fits, I sit. And if I sit, I'm asleep.
Stinkfoot would like to investigate this underside of the ship for cheese.
Okay, so Stinkfoot runs downstairs. Down here, you see a bottling factory of sorts. All of those electrical cables up above are going through what could best be described as science with an exclamation point, and leading into a bunch of glass bottles, about the size of a can of soda each. They have metal stoppers on top, and each one is connected to a wire. They're filled with what looks like water, and lightning in about 2/3 of them, just as though electricity hit the water and forgot what it was doing and just stopped.
Formed tiny little lightning storms.
Yeah, well, but it's not a storm actively anymore. It's like a freeze frame of a storm.
Cool.
That's what you see in the main room down here.
Stinkfoot doesn't care. Stinkfoot is looking for cheese.
One track mind.
I have a mission.
So, Eltong is going to ask a few questions. So, first off, why do you need the lightning again?
Oh, it's a business. I mean, let's see. Most worlds have like alchemical fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is like alchemical lightning.
So, how much is a bottle of lightning?
Well, I'm not really in the business myself. We mostly sell them as part of the war effort, but
War effort?
yes. There's so much to explain. The city that we hail from is a city of dreams, and
Okay.
we are at war against an army of demons that invade dreams, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Okay, that's valid. That's good. Or, not good, but I understand. So this is a less important question. If I were to take a bottle of lightning and throw it at someone, what would happen?
Well, aboard this ship, there would be a lot of problems.
Like, I don't mean like right here, just in general. Like, if you gave me this bottle of lightning, and we encountered some adversaries, and I were to chuck that bottle of lightning,
It would probably hurt them a lot.
I will take 7.
We're harvesting the lightning right now. It hasn't been processed yet, but if you'd like to talk to Marcel, he's in his cabin. You could certainly speak to him about buying some.
I will gladly do that in just a bit.
Oh, I forgot to read you the overly extra description of Aemon the Blind. Before you stands an unearthly and beautiful form of an ASMR knight. Their smooth, silvery skin emerges from a bronze suit of full plate. Their shining amethyst hair seems defiant of the storm that whips around. Calm and beautiful in the center of madness. A burning golden sigil burns upon their forehead like the radiant sun. They wear a longsword at their hip, and a shield is currently slung across their back.
Ooh.
I see how this is a character for Darcy.
Yep.
Totally Darcy bait, not even gonna lie.
I mean, Darcy would be so torn right now because Koval is here, and then also now there's Aemon. I mean, there would be not a love triangle unless Koval. Wait.
It's like a love triangle if you don't know that someone's in love with you.
I mean, okay, love triangles are not a good way of describing what typically happens anyway, because usually a love triangle is used to describe when two people like the same person, and that person likes both of them, which isn't a triangle. Now, if, for example, Darcy liked Koval, and Koval liked Aemon, and Aemon liked Darcy, that would be a triangle.
That seems much more like a square.
Well, no, because there's only
Alternatively,
3.
Darcy would just be like mooning over themselves at both of these characters.
Otana's just drawing like geometric shapes with their fingers and muttering to themselves, trying to figure it out.
The arcane sigil hood of complex love relationships, and really not even that complex, just the simple version that we get in the movies.
It's true.
And now I have to swear because I can't type this name. I always have to copy pasta this name.
At the mood.
I realized that if I'm sharing all these names, or if I'm sharing all these images of people, I should have handouts for all of them. And, well, I can't write one of their names because my keyboard and my skills. Okay, there we go. So, we have Stinkfoot rushing below. We have a little bit more conversation going on up here with Aemon the Blind. By the way, he doesn't seem to be blind. There doesn't seem to be any, like, actual visual impairment here. But apparently that's his name. Their name.
I mean, I'm not going to question it. I will be confused, but I won't question it.
Okay.
Now that Seda has seen Aemon, she feels like she understands a little bit more about why they are called Aemon the Blind. Because they're dressed kind of like a paladin, and Justice is blind, and all that kind of stuff. So probably something along those lines, if she had to guess. Although it does seem a little weird for someone who looks like that to be working on a ship like this. It seems a little mercenary. But she won't question it, you know, to each their own and all that.
Do you?
Okay, meanwhile, down below, Stinkfoot. You are finding all of the not cheese. It is getting a little infuriating. You found the salted fish, you found the salted meat, you found the root vegetables, you found some spices.
Where's the cheese?
You even found some fresh fruit.
I don't want fruit. This isn't what I want. The Stinkfoot's getting frustrated.
Oh, Stinkfoot, our boy, don't worry. We'll get you some cheese, hon.
Um,
You don't see Stinkfoot getting all frustrated yet, but
how noisy is Stinkfoot being in this search?
Stinkfoot is being extra stealthy.
Okay. So, yeah, there's. You were told there would be cheese on board, but there is no cheese anywhere in the stores.
That is incredibly disappointing. But I'm still going to continue on my quest for cheese. We'll go investigate the front part of the ship.
Okay, gonna put you on pause for just a second.
Okay.
Koval or Koval, where are you at with this? What's your take on the situation?
They're just kind of, I mean, not really freaking out, but trying their best to process this. They were there before for one thing only, and now they're suddenly thrown into something completely different. So they're just doing their best to process everything and adjust.
Okay.
In short, Cobalt is doing their best.
Exactly.
The statue that's walking around up here, handling things, comes walking down and seems to want to speak with you. What you have in front of you is a very odd statue for at least 3 reasons. 1, it's moving. That makes a statue odd. Definitely animated. 2, while female statues are actually pretty common, this one isn't pretty. I mean, she isn't ugly, but she's not pretty, which anybody who's looked at art history knows that that's not a thing. Women in statues are always, like, beautiful or sexualized, or like a specific person that is created as a monument. This is just a lady. She's got some scars even and looks kind of beat up. Across her forehead, there are 3 specific letters drawn on her forehead. Do we know? Have you been? I know you're playing a guest NPC. Do you speak? Do you speak Celestial?
No.
Okay, so there are some runes in Celestial carved into the forehead of this statue. The third thing about this statue that is definitely odd: the statue is wearing clothes. I mean, nothing fancy, just like modest clothes. The statue apparently is naked and then has put clothes on above that. But she walks. Oh, go ahead.
Does she have a chip off of her shoulder?
Actually, that's a good question to ask about her shoulder because, well, no, she doesn't have a chip off of her shoulder. She does have a, like, shoulder pauldron looking thing with a tube sticking straight up. Kind of weird device of some sort. The other thing that she has is slung over her back like a duffel bag is a large bundle of tubes with a heavy crank on the side of them. It's about a foot in diameter with dozens of tubes that, kind of like bamboo tubes. Dozens of them with a crank on the side, and it's slung over her back like a duffel bag. But no, she does not have a chip on her shoulder or off her shoulder.
That's sad. I mean, also cool, but...
And here... There we go. There is the statue. And she walks up to Koval and she's like, "Hello. You seem confused. Do you need a task?"
Koval, doesn't really notice her first and is, mumbling to themselves. And then as soon as she stops and talks to them, they just kind of look up and, kind of snap out of it, and they're just like, hello. I suppose.
I see. Well, if you are comfortable doing so, we could use some reinforcement on those ropes over there. She points this way. Or, if you are concerned about the electrical hazards, down below, I am sure that Garner could find a task for you to complete, assisting with perhaps our next meal. We should be eating soon. That is a nice cat.
Thank you. Sparky just kind of, I guess, kind of like goes up to her, and then just kind of rests back onto Koppel's shoulder.
All right. She smiles. I mean, she's a statue. Not a whole lot of room for expression. And heads back up to the front of the ship where she seems to be preparing the crossbows for something.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Things I don't
Turns to Eamon and says, you you all had mentioned something about elementals attacking, possibly?
Yes, we are expecting that the storm will take issue with our actions and will eventually send elementals to attack us. It's apparently a regular part of this mission. I don't know. I've never ridden on one of the Trachis' drops before. Marcel would have more information. I've just joined to assist. The golem, Dalet, she also has been on these missions before, but I hardly think that, I hardly think that she's quite a full person the same way that you and I are.
So, this Marcel and Dalet are the only two who have done this drop before?
Well, they regularly hire various sellswords and mercenaries to assist on these missions. They pay quite well.
Alright. Guess I'll go talk to this Marcel then.
I encourage you to do so. I better take the wheel back from Volcad. He's not actually good at this. There's a little bit of a, I feel bad saying that grimace as Eamon, badmouth somebody else. And Eamon heads back up towards the wheel.
Koval, are you coming below as well, or are you going to stay up here?
I'll join you.
Stinkfoot, you have found your way into the bunks. There are a bunch of hammocks hanging around here, as well as, foot lockers. The hammocks don't look very well used.
Stinkfoot is going to investigate, looking for cheese.
Okay. Eventually, you find it. You hit pay dirt. Buried under a bunch of, things like, I don't know, they're books, there's a cloth, some incense, books, trinkets and baubles and that sort of stuff. And then, there at the bottom, there are some, a baked cheese cracker.
Glorious.
The cheese itself is just a regular Parmesan type cheese, but it's a baked cheese cracker, and there's a small set of them. There's also a bottle of water of some sort with it there.
Stinkfoot will ignore everything except for the crackers. We'll cram a few of them in their mouth, and then pocket the rest. Well, not pocket, but take the rest of them and shove them into their plate mail.
Okay, so Stinkfoot steals the sacraments.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I have a feeling this will cause a problem.
At this point, the person who is sitting here.
I can do it stealthy.
Well, they finally do, like, you've been stealthy. Just for their own reasons, they get up and turn around. Oh. Hello there, little one.
Stinkfoot does like a shifty-eyed, like, did they catch me kind of a thing? Hello?
Okay. So before you, I will describe the person you see. And trust me, this makes sense in the end. Everyone lies. It's part of how we survive. We smile when we're mad, we pretend to care when we don't. We perform an identity. We usually even lie to ourselves just to keep it all held together. This is pertinent when describing this character, because the closer you get to him, the more you become aware of just how far from the truth you are. There's something that just radiates from him that is absolute and undeniable. He's otherwise unimpressive. He's got a ruddy complexion and dark curly hair. Really, the rest of describing him doesn't matter, because even that little bit of a visual description is nothing compared to how you feel the closer he gets. He is present. He is exposed. He is visible. He isn't hiding anything. And the closer you get to him, the more you feel exposed and vulnerable, which for Stinkfoot might be an awkward feeling.
Yeah, I don't think Stinkfoot would like that.
Yeah, but he walks up. You a stowaway here?
No.
That's probably good. How did you get on board, though? We only left with a few people.
I woke up with my friends, and we were here.
I see. Here is a strange place. But you didn't wake up.
Oh, okay. What does that even mean? Stinkfoot looks very confused.
You fell further into a dream. But anyway. Oh, are you friends with Eamon? Noticing that you're standing there in Eamon's trunk.
Who's Eamon?
I see.
Stinkfoot just kind of like looks as innocent as possible.
Perhaps, little one, you should not be looking through Eamon's things. Everyone has their secrets they wish to keep. He politely reaches over and closes the trunk, not realizing that you already got all of the loot that you want. Reaches over and closes the trunk.
Stinkfoot's like, okay, seems reasonable. Do you have any cheese?
No, but I hear that Marcel has some in his quarters. Let's go ask. He invites you to follow him.
Stinkfoot will follow along.
Okay. And at this
Happily.
point, the rest of the party was just heading down into the lower deck. Were you taking this ladder or this ladder? Or not ladder, stairs. That's what they're called.
Altana, just still nervous of their surroundings, follows behind Sega, hoping Sega will keep them alive. I seem to have lost my Stinkfoot.
So, is Seda using these stairs or these stairs to go down?
Hold on. Sorry, do the thing again on the screen. Which stairs? Oh, probably just whichever ones are closer to her. Might be the one that's by Altana.
Okay,
Or-
the one by Altana. Alright. Then as the... And, Koval Did I just lose connection?
You
Did
did.
briefly.
Yes.
Okay. So, did we hear that Koval is going down as well?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, as the three of you start heading down the stairs at the same time, this man and Stinkfoot are heading up the stairs. You know that scene in video games where it's like a stealth video game and you first get spotted and time slows down for like 2 or 3 seconds so that you have a chance to respond in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Altana, you have that moment as you are passing close to this person. Like, you feel like everyone knows everything about you as you are within 5 feet of this person.
Eltanya gets very paranoid and starts looking around. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Oh no. I still don't like this.
He doesn't seem to notice or care for your discomfort.
How did they know? How did they know? I was asleep. You weren't allowed to know that.
So, the man with the aura of exposure leads Stinkfoot towards the captain's quarters, which we're going to move down on this map here, and knocks on the door. Meanwhile, the three of you head downstairs.
Wow. That was...
Downstairs, you see walls of this apparatus. You see walls of this apparatus where, like, lightning is being channeled into these bottles of clear liquid, and then it just stops. It's like it hits the liquid and freezes in place.
Hmm. It's too bad Curiosity isn't here. I'm sure they would find this fascinating.
Seems likely. Oh wait, I'm not there.
I would really like... I'm looking at these bottles intensely, like... So if I throw one of these at someone, this could hurt. It's literally... You've literally caught lightning in a bottle.
Altana, I would not recommend attempting to take any of these. Eamon did say that these have not been processed, so we don't know what effect they would have. There's a good possibility you would end up electrocuting yourself.
I mean, is that very shocking to you?
I'm sure it'd be quite shocking to you.
Inspiration for the pun.
Yes! I've got what I wanted.
I want to say I am only doing that because that is Jack's standard, not because I approve of that pun. Even though the title of this adventure is shocking, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're down here. There doesn't seem to be anyone else down in the lower deck here. There's these walls of just bottled lightning along here, and occasionally, regularly you see another one of the bottles spark and become full of lightning, and occasionally, like 5 or 6 will suddenly become active at once, like perhaps when the ship gets struck.
Ooh.
Hmm.
So, are there any other, like, doors down here?
Yes. Looking around the place, you very quickly find the stock room back here. It looks like somebody has recently gone through it.
Huh, I
You
wonder who
find-
that could have been.
You find a couple of small rooms here. One looks kind of like a small workshop. You're not sure what type of work would be done here, but there are various plates and, like, parts. Like, you're certain that Curiosity could make sense of it. But it's difficult to say anything else beyond that. There's just it's a workshop of some sort.
Huh. Interesting.
Up here you have a very odd room. It looks kind of like a meditation room, and also kind of like a dorm room, but there's no bed in it, as you see there. Just a small, peaceful room. There's a fish tank. There are no fish in the fish tank, but it does have an aquaculture in there. There's a fish tank. There's a little bed of sand that has patterns drawn in it, and there is a cushion that one could sit on.
Reminds me of
kinda wanna-
Curiosity Space.
I kind of want to sit on the cushion. I mean, my butt is kind of sore. You know,
Alsana, you want to make a bet on whose room this is?
if I had to give a solid guess, it'd be like Curiosity, but I know that's not true, unless Curiosity's doing something way cool. Which, I don't know. Curiosity's nice, but they're not that cool. Maybe it's that one guy, the guy with the big bladed gauntlet. I expected him to be a bit more angry, but maybe he likes to calm down sometimes.
You want to bet gold on whose room it is what I'm asking.
Oh, gold? I mean, looks at, like, no money. All I can bet is my heart.
Duh.
Curiosity looks disappointed. Or not Curiosity, Seda looks disappointed.
Eltonga kind of looks down and a little sad when you say that. Or when you look that.
Seda turns to Koval. You want to bet any money?
They just kind of look around awkwardly, and they're just like, you know what? Okay.
All right, both of you give me investigation checks.
Wait, both the who?
Both people who are involved in betting, give me investigation checks. You're trying
okay.
to determine who owns this room. There are hints.
I mean, I feel like I already know, but let's see. Investigation. Oh, dang. That's a natural 20.
All right. Oh, I need to whisper Bips, not Seda. Don't mind me.
I'm not quite sure why it's not connecting.
Oh, so
Roll 20.
click
I
on
did roll
Koval's token on the screen and then roll in D&D Beyond, and then it should show up. Are you using D&D Beyond, or are you using just the Roll20 character sheet?
I'm using D&D.
Okay. Yeah, you want to make
Beyond.
sure you've clicked onto Koval's token first.
Okay, yeah, we've got in Roll20 you do have access to the character sheet there. You can also open the character sheet and click on investigation from there.
Oh, okay. It was blank when I first looked at it, so.
There's not a lot showing in there. I will admit that readily. In fact, I have very little understanding of this character because I apologize. But anyway, you are missing skills. Even with missing skills, your investigation check is not going to beat Seda's. So your guess is as good as the information you see. Whereas Seda looked around the room and was able to piece it together with an investigation check.
Alright, how much are we betting, Koval?
How much would you like to bet?
We'll keep it pretty low stakes. 2 gold.
All right, then.
Alright, my best guess is that this is the room that statue person uses.
Interesting guess.
You?
My best guess is the Angry Man.
Alright, well, let's go find out who's right then. Seda kind of rubs her hands together a little bit. And then she'll start to head back upstairs.
Okay. So, meanwhile, there's a knock on the captain's quarters over here, and it is time to introduce Marcel Bordeaux.
Ew.
All right. So, some faces are just plain punchable. This fop's expression seems stuck in a permanent self-assured grin. Sure, he is charming, but only as long as he keeps talking, and even then, he is charming despite his expression. His mustache is elegant to the point of arrogance, and his clothes are far too nice for someone riding an airship through a thunderstorm. There must be magic involved, because seriously, those clothes are in too good of condition. Here is the visual of Marcel Bordeaux.
That is a spruce mustache.
There is something underneath it all, though. Like, it's almost like there's a plea coming from deep inside him that is asking you to forgive the fact that he has to wear this facade because this is who he is supposed to be. And he wants you to understand that beneath all the pomp and, like, self-assuredness, he's a genuine, real person.
I don't know if I believe him.
I also don't really care. He seems like an asshole. Niltanga is not a fan.
Eltana has not met him yet.
I haven't met him yet.
Wait, I
right
thought
now,
we were- I thought
Stinkfoot
we-
has met him.
Stinkfoot's the only one that's here.
Oh, well, I still hate them, regardless. My bad.
You just feel this awful presence emanating from the captain's quarters.
Me and Stinkfoot are connected on a spiritual level.
About right?
You are Cheese?
Cheesy.
Okay. So, Marcel opens the door, and he looks out, and he sees Stinkfoot, and he almost crinkles his nose a little bit, but manages to hide it and stick to his self-assured grin. And the man with the aura says, Marcel, we have a new arrival, and I don't know. What's your name, little one?
I'm Stinkfoot.
And Stinkfoot here is wondering if you have any cheese to spare.
Yes, I could really use some.
The man in the cabin just smiles like a shark and says, "Thank you, Delgasio. I appreciate you bringing our new arrival here." "Yes, of course, I do have some cheese. Let me get you some. I'll be right out. One moment, please." And then he shuts the door.
Stinkfoot taps happily and bounces and taps their fingers together while they wait.
Okay. And just a quick reminder of the map here in terms of overlap space. The space that Stinkfoot is standing in is the same space as this one right here. Just for the sake of, showing the action. So when the rest of the party comes back up above board, they can clearly see Stinkfoot standing at the door to the captain's quarters.
Doing a little dance. The happy dance of, I get cheese.
Okay. So, moments later, the captain comes out, and he has a he has, like, those little Baby Bell mini cheeses?
Amazing.
He's got a couple of wax sealed, like, 2 or 3 serving cheeses, a little bit bigger than those Baby Bells. And he just says, I can't pay you, but you're on my ship, and, well, I'll give you this if you're willing to help. Otherwise, well, we have to discuss why you're on my ship, but you seem equipped for war, so I'm expecting elementals to attack any moment.
I'm in.
Just
Like-
hands you these 3 little mini wheels of sealed cheese. You don't know what's in them.
Stinkfoot does not care. You have bought Stinkfoot's loyalty for the next who knows how long. Thank you, Captain. Should I call you Captain?
I am Marcel Bordeaux. This is sort of my ship. I'm acting as the captain right now. The actual captain is a associate of mine named Sawyer who lets me borrow the ship for this specific mission. He doesn't really want to give me ownership, but he also doesn't want to come along.
Well, what do we need to do for fighting the elementals?
I mean, you seem... He kind of does a little hand-wavy thing. Capable. So, just, make sure they don't kill me or damage anything down below deck.
Okay. Stinkfoot will happily put the little wheels of cheese, at least 2 of them, into their armor, and then, start carefully unwrapping one of them to eat.
Okay. Inside, it is a super soft, gooey, goopy, purplish cheese that seems like it was intentionally left to rot. It's like a kimchi style cheese almost.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing to Stinkfoot. That's like everything Stinkfoot's ever wanted.
In terms of consistency, it's somewhere between a brie and cream cheese. In terms of smell, it's somewhere between a warm Asiago and an old blue cheese.
Perfect.
All right. At this point, there's a shout from up above. Incoming!
Oh no.
Time we did our jobs and killed something.
That's the opposite of what I like doing.
Ada will go over to the side of the ship to see what exactly is incoming.
Okay. Seda is heading towards the side of the ship. Seda sees a storm elemental.
Ooh, great. Okay, Seda's gonna pull her sword and her shield. And she's going to cast let's see, false life on herself.
Eltong is going to pull out a dagger and hold it with both hands and stand next to Sega. Eltong looks visibly worried, as they should be.
Stinkfoot will wander over, carefully and casually unslinging the cheese wheel that's across their back.
Okay, so I am putting a bunch of them on the map a little bit closer than they actually are. The party will have a turn to act before they get here. So, Seda casts some spells when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And is anybody else doing anything to prepare for this fight?
Assuming that we've been able to, sleep-ish, or have everything, because Stinkfoot had nothing at the end of last game, so...
Yeah. I went ahead and gave Seda a long rest, since it's technically...
Yeah, you should all be, fully rested.
Oh, thank the gods.
Yeah, I am not about to like do that thing where, I am not letting you rest for an adventure because you were in a previous adventure. No, that's not how the Dan rolls.
Just good.
Oh, I like the Dan.
Well, don't like me yet.
Alright, actively disliking the Dan now.
Dan, would you like us to roll initiative?
You should all roll initiatives. These storm elementals certainly aren't rolling initiative right now.
Oh wow, I rolled terribly. Okay. Wait, why did it roll twice? I don't know why it rolled twice.
I don't know, I'm clicking the wrong stuff. It's not working. Nothing's working. Did that work?
Yep, that worked.
There I am. I got an 11. Okay.
Okay, so, we need to manually add Koval's initiative, which I have got here. Okay. Oh, I should roll some NPC initiatives too, because they're here to help, aren't they?
They could be.
I like the idea that they're just watching. They're like, yeah, nah, y'all got this. Keep doing you.
They'll be the peanut gallery. They'll just cheer us on from the sidelines.
I mean, they could. I will say some people are definitely not here to help.
All I can say is Dalet needs an initiative, Dan.
Dalet gets an initiative.
Thank goodness.
I'm not gonna put a golem on your side of the fight and not have the golem fight for you. That would be rude. Okay, I think I've got everybody there. Eamon, Garner, Dalet. Oh, no, I need to get Volcat as well. Okay, so everybody's got initiatives. Let's do an initiative sort. That was the opposite of the sort. Descending. There we go. So first, did everybody who wanted to cast like a pre-round buff cast a pre-round buff, and did everybody get into the location they want to be in?
Let me get into my location because I wanted to be. I am hiding with Sega because I trust Sega in a fight, and I don't trust myself in a fight. So it's like it all works out. My single daggers in hand, and I just lean over. It's like Sega, protect me.
Also, you may want to not stand so close to me.
Why? It's nice
Storm
over here.
elementals, if they cast anything that's like an area attack, if we're all grouped together, that makes it very easy for them to hit most of us at one time.
Wait. I have a dumb idea.
How
Anyway.
unusual.
Alright, first off, I understand. But second off, yeah.
But second off... Okay, well, I mean, if you want to stand right next to me, then go ahead. That's your prerogative. But if we all get hit at one time and go out, I told you so.
Okay. Is everybody ready for the first round of combat? Did anybody else have anything they want to declare to prepare?
Cobble is gonna pull out longbow and then send Sparky downstairs to
Okay.
safety.
So, I should have...
And I'll actually activate my Armor of Invulnerability.
Okay. So, the other key thing that happens is that Marcel slams the door shut.
Of course he does.
Oh, right.
Everybody else gets into position to fight. Marcel shuts the door. Because, that's what he pays people to do. Okay.
Yes.
So the combat starts with this storm elemental over here. And it sees Seda and it sees Altana there, and Seda's wearing metal armor.
No, Seda does not have any armor.
Oh, Seda does not have any armor.
Nope.
Does the nearby Koval have any armor?
Sorry, checking right now. It's leather armor.
None of you are wearing conductive armor?
Stinkfoot is.
Yeah, but Stinkfoot's
got armor
way
of
over there.
invulnerability. Yeah.
Stinkfoot's way over there. We got to deal with these ones out front first.
Also, it's insulated with cheese, so there's that.
Okay, well, did I misplace my storm elementals? I did misplace my storm elementals. I am so bad at keeping character sheets open. Oh, it's right over here. I put it in its own window. Go, Dan.
Hey,
Okay.
I wanted
So-
to do something, but my roommate was very dumb and turned off the breaker while trying to clean it with a wet cloth. So problems aside, can I do something before the combat starts?
Yes.
I just wanted to put a hand on Sega's shoulder and say, "You got this," and give them a thumbs up, and then that's my bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, well, this elemental sees Seda and Altana there, and sees Koval there. There are all sorts of targets. Okay. The first storm elemental is going to charge in, and it is going to use its multi-attack. And I will not use multi-attack every time, just, showing multi-attack here. And it is going to try to do a touch attack against Seda twice. First one probably misses because 6 isn't going to do much.
The second one definitely hits, though. So Seda dodges out of the way of the first attack, but it ends up accidentally dodging right into the second one.
Yeah, it's hard to dodge lightning. You take 5 lightning damage, and you cannot take a reaction until your next turn. So, I mean, not a huge loss for you there because you haven't had your action yet, but any reaction that you had available, you lose, and your speed is halved until the end of your next turn.
Oof.
As you're getting hit by a lot of electricity here.
All right.
So next we have this one over here. Oh, no, sorry, I'm out of order. This one over here, who is going to move in, and is going to try to attack, similarly going to try to attack Volcad. Let's see how this attack goes. Oh, also this trait comes up. Oh, that's a bad day to be Volcad.
Oof.
Yeah.
For a total of 25 points of electrical damage to Volcad.
No.
That is some good rolls.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, bad day to be the murderer who has the bladed gauntlet. But, a good day to be not the murderer who has the bladed gauntlet. Next, this storm elemental is going to go and attack Darcy's dream boyfriend.
Oh no.
Really?
Not the face. Not the face, Dan.
Okay, and these attacks are with advantage because wearing bronze armor.
Oh no.
But only the first one hits, so 8 points of lightning damage there. As these things just swarm in, and there's just anywhere they can get purchase, they just arc out lightning. They don't even look like beings at first. At first, they just look like a blossom of lightning on the horizon, and then when they get closer, you can kind of see that they have sort of arms attached to them and are, in fact, a consolidation of wind wrapped around holding this lightning in. Volcad is not happy with this situation, does not like being electrically shocked, and decides he is going to do his own thing here. I renamed him, and I need to rename his abilities because I just realized that this is dumb. Kristen, originally I was going to make this Carrick, but then I realized that I didn't want to use Carrick as well. Because he's too much of a jerk. Okay. So, also has a multi-attack. First one, gonna slash it with the gauntlet. 22 is going to hit.
Ooh.
Dealing 17 damage. And then, with his second attack, he has advantage.
Ooh. Oh,
and
dang.
gets a crit, so... He gives it and deals it back out the same. That's a total of 58 damage.
Oh my god. Whoa. Note to self, don't get on his bad side.
Yeah, really.
There is just a horrifying display of ferocity as this man does not want that creature to keep living. Probably because there's a direct, contrast, but oh no, they all share hit points. How did I do that wrong? Don't mind me.
The Storm Collective.
Oh, I see what I did there. I mean, it would be kind of neat to all have them share hit points, but then they wouldn't be removed from the fight until
they all die.
Until they all die. So I will
That sounds like a
unpair.
terrifying mechanic.
Yeah, I will unpair their hit points from the character sheet. But anyway, that is Volcad's turn. It is Stinkfoot's turn.
Stinkfoot will take their warhammer and their cheese wheel and go fight this thing.
Okay.
I also have multi-attack, so coming in twice with that warhammer. And it's a one-handed. I don't know why it makes it roll.
Okay. Well, that first oh, wait. That your attacks have advantage. So go ahead and make a second attack because you would roll twice for each attack.
Okay.
I mean,
why do I
it's
have
almost
advantage?
like what's your warhammer made out of?
It is just a warhammer, so
Probably metal.
probably metal.
It's like these things can't avoid metal; they're drawn to it.
Ah, great. Okay.
So
There.
definitely a crit and definitely a hit.
Ooh.
So it looks to me like let me do math. 14, 17.
Oh, I forgot to roll this for the attacks that the Volcad made. 2d10 damage to Volcad, you're going to also take 2d10 damage.
So just the armor of invulnerability that I put on prevents all normal damage. Is lightning damage magical?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll take 17 damage as well then?
No, I'm going to roll yours separately.
Okay.
You only take 10.
Sweet.
Okay, but you first get a chance to deal 14 plus another 3, so 17 damage to them. Okay. This is going well. You're doing fine.
Yeah, it's gonna go great.
Now, doesn't Armor of Invulnerability have even have damage from magical sources as well?
Let me see.
I think it says you have resistance to non-magical damage while you wear the armor. Additionally, you can use an action to make yourself immune to non-magical damage for 10 minutes or until you're no longer wearing the armor.
Has nothing to do with magical damage, unfortunately.
Okay, so it's resistance to non-magical damage normally.
Without it being active.
Okay.
And I've activated it, so for 10 minutes I'm immune to non-magical.
Which means if you get hit by a stray bolt of lightning, you're fine.
Yeah. That seems good.
Okay. Did you want to do anything else with your turn? Can you do anything else with your turn?
Yes. I forget the fact that I have spells again.
Oh.
Fancy. Let's see. I think, unfortunately, I've got nothing else super useful for a bonus action, so we'll just move on for now.
Okay.
I will consider options.
So, it is Eamon's turn. Eamon is going to have a lot of fun on his turn. First and foremost, Eamon also has multi-attack. Because, that's what you do.
Everyone has that now.
Yep. So 2 longsword attacks, and also Battlefield Inspiration. So, gonna fight the one that, gonna courageously stab at the one that came in and attacked them first. 24 is gonna hit, and a 15, I believe, hits as well. These things are not hard to hit. It's almost like they're drawn to weapons, and so that's gonna be a hit for 64 damage.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
As there is a blinding flash of golden light with each sword blow. That was really good damage roll.
Yeah.
I got so many max dice on that. And the other thing that happens, though, is Battlefield Inspiration. Choose up to 3 creatures within 30 feet. They get plus 1d4 to all their actions. So, let's see here. We're going to give that to the 3 of you over here. Because Stinkfoot seems very well prepared for this.
Stinkfoot don't need no inspiration.
The 3 of you over there may be less ready for this. But this one is just destroyed in a burst of radiant light. We're gonna change the token to dead. Actually, I should just delete the token. It's a storm elemental. It's not like it leaves a body.
Nope.
Okay, and with that, y'all are inspired down there. Eamon is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, would be coming up here to help Volcad, who is clearly not doing well. And with that, it is Koval's turn.
Attack this one with my longbow.
Good call. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to take the 16 will definitely hit, and this is just the electrical feedback damage that Eamon takes. Okay.
Pew pew bow damage.
And then Cobble is going to move closer over here. And it says that Cobble has 2 attacks per action.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to go again with their longbow.
All right. Even with the extra 1d4 that you got from the battlefield inspiration from Eamon, that's not going to hit.
And they will stay put.
Okay. Next, we have the statue lady, who y'all haven't talked too much, surprisingly. The statue lady slings that bundle of sticks up and holds it like a Gatling gun and starts turning the crank.
Here we go. I'm so excited. Oh yeah.
And it is quite comparable to a Gatling gun, as it just starts flinging out a stream of rocks. And all 6 hit.
Wow.
Excellent.
For 15 plus 15, 36 damage to this one over here.
I'm so glad we have the NPCs fighting with us.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't like make enemies or something.
Well, I mean, this encounter is balanced to have the NPCs here to soak up damage and deal damage too. So yeah, there's just this like, it's like a scene from the Alien movie, except instead of a flamethrower, it's a Gatling gun, and instead of Sigourney Weaver, it's a statue.
Daka daka daka.
Yep.
Stones?
Yes, they're stones. They're sharp pieces of, like, arrowhead stone that are just being flung from this thing, and it's making a horrible noise. Like, it sounds like it's breaking right now. And with that, it's Altana's turn.
Clem?
Clem, are you there?
Clem, if you're talking, you're muted, so we can't hear you.
Sorry, my internet's been going off and on because people are dumb. So I'm going to use my whip to whip this bag one right here. And because I'm like close to Sega, or it's close to Sega, I would get sneak attack. So it'd be 6 plus 11.
Okay, and you are using a whip.
Yeah, crack that whip.
Excellent strategy. Because with the whip, you do not get electrical counterattack.
I figured I'd have a dagger, a whip, and my voice, and at least one of these things would be effective.
Whip seems like a good call.
The whip is a good call. It is an effective attack. Is my audio getting really bad?
No, it's Clem's echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds. Real
Oh,
quick.
no worries.
Sorry.
Just wanted to make sure that that wasn't me problem.
Yeah, everything decided it wanted to crap itself.
How about now? Is there still echo?
Testing.
Testing?
I don't
way
think
better.
so.
Okay, good. Yeah, sorry. My roommate decided they wanted to clean the breaker box with a wet cloth. And they shut off the internet for the last 15 minutes. So I've just been listening on silent with my my hearing aids. Yeah.
Adventures!
Adventures. So if my house burns down, I'm gonna be real salty. Like,
That seems like a reasonable response.
yeah, there's a
Mhm.
reason I'm a Triton. It's because I'm always salty.
Well, Altana makes a very effective whip attack. Do you want to
Surprisingly.
move? Do you want to
Um,
move or use a bonus action?
Bonus action. So it's still standing, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, floating.
I'm really happy that I got to make that pun. So I'm going to use unsettling words. As a bonus action, I can lace words with magic that unsettles a creature and causes it to doubt itself As a bonus action, I can use one Bardic Inspiration and choose a creature I can see within 60 feet of me. Roll a Bardic Inspiration die. The creature must subtract that roll from the next saving throw it makes before the start of my next turn. So, we're just gonna go for this one. I've just wanted to do it. So, yeah. So, I'm going to tell it that it is more comparable to a puddle in a sad rain than some type of water elemental, and it should feel bad. In fact, I have seen dog pee do more damage to me than what it has done.
Oh man,
Oh, jeez.
brutal.
That's my turn.
Okay. Next, it is Delgasio's turn. So, Delgasio, just kind of, while everybody else was like rushing into position, Delgasio was calmly walking. There's a certain eerie similarity between Delgasio and the statue lady. Both of them just seem to be like, yep, this is what's happening, as opposed to like striving to achieve something. And so Delgasio also gets multi-attack, and is going to use Thought Lash twice on the one that just got lit up by the statue. There's 1 and 2. I should have given these things a higher armor class. I don't think there's been a miss against them once. Oh no, there has been 1 miss. Only
Yep. Yep, that was me.
one. So that is going to be 17 points of damage as sort of like from the base of the skull of this person, purple like shimmering images, like hologram looking things that kind of look like tentacle, tendril, whip-like things, just reach out from the base of the man's skull and reach ridiculously far and just thrash through this entity over here.
Oh my god.
So fancy.
It's a psychic attack, and it's purple themed.
Ooh.
All right, Seda, it's your turn. Finally.
Okay.
And then apparently all of the elementals go, because that's just how the initiative broke down.
Great.
Don't forget your Bardic
So-
Inspiration.
That's
Not
true.
letting anyone forget.
The first thing Seda does is she raises up her right hand, the one that looks like a black crystalline gauntlet, and this black shadowy mass shoots out of her hand towards the elemental, and she is casting Hex as a bonus action.
Okay, and that's a will save, right? Or wisdom save?
Let's see here. No, I don't think there's any save.
Oh, okay.
So you place a curse on a creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack. Also, choose one ability when you cast the spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. I don't know which one I want to pick. Let's go with wisdom.
Okay.
And then, so if the target drops 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to curse a new creature.
Okay. So, this, I assume that's this one right here?
Yep, so I will deal an extra 4 necrotic damage anytime I hit it. Let's see, and so now, using that same hand, a ghostly skeletal hand emerges, and it is going to attempt to latch onto the elemental.
Okay.
Ooh, it misses.
Yep, that's gonna miss.
Darn it. Oh well, it's still hexed, so it wasn't a total waste.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, I'm not going to move because I don't want to invoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Next up, we have this storm elemental who is not happy about being shot with a Gallon gun, and is going to move in and is going to attack. The statue. The statue does not have metal all over it, so that's still gonna. Well, hold on. Let me double check. I think that still hits. Yep, that hits. So 1 attack and 2 attack misses. Statue takes 11 points of lightning damage.
Ooh.
And
Are they stunned?
well, I mean, they definitely seem to be let's say she. This statue definitely is clearly designed as female. So, she does show signs of being severely electrically shocked.
Okay, then.
But go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception.
Let's see. Since you specifically asked about it, I'll give you enough with that perception check. There does seem to be that sort of involuntary convulsion response to getting hit by electricity. Not strongly, but there is some of it.
Right, so she's stoned, but not really. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And now it's this one over here who can't wait to meet Kaval. How you doing, Kaval?
Fantastic.
You should make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
So, is that like the elemental is just like getting up in Koval's grill?
Well, first, when the elemental gets within or enters Koval's space, so I'm going to like unsnap to grid. Can I unsnap to? Okay.
Oh no,
That does not look good.
Ooh.
that is a low roll.
So I'm going to like oversize the elemental for a second so that we can still see. So we can still see it through Koval. But you take 1d10 electrical damage when it approaches you, and then nobody else can see this lightning elemental anymore. It just enters you, and you are now being shocked.
From the inside.
So if you're casting any spells that require concentration, you lose that concentration and have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of the... Oh, actually, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have rolled that save yet. Its action, it subsumes you. You take 1d10 damage when it subsumes you. And then you'll make your saving throw on your turn to try and force it out of you. So you take 3 damage. Not that bad, but I mean, there's no longer a target on the field.
There's a lightning elemental in you.
Yep. Not exactly a place that most people want lightning elementals.
Nah, not really.
Okay. So now this storm elemental is going to come in here and is going to attack Volcad. And probably this is the end of Volcad for a while. Yeah, that's another 30 points of damage to Volcad.
Oh, gosh.
So Volcad is temporarily unconscious. I'm not going to just kill NPCs as I would monsters because, you know, they're NPCs. But we'll put a little red dot for bleeding out. I just remembered, Seda, you had plus 1d4 to your attack roll.
Oh yeah, I did.
Roll a d4. Okay.
That's a 1.
Yep. That is a 1. Okay, so there's that. We'll keep moving forward. Now it is the elemental's turn that is here fighting Seda and Altana. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really understand the details of it, but Seda just cursed it, so... Does a 14 hit Seda?
Nope.
Does a 19 hit Seda?
Yes.
Okay. Then 13 lightning damage.
Oof.
And it is going to move through Altana's space, dealing 1d10 lightning damage to Altana on its way through.
Ow! Excuse me.
So,
No.
2 damage.
Oh. I mean, that's still inconvenient.
Alright. Next, we have this one here, who is going to attack Eamon. Let's see how this goes. Hit and crit. These things are really not being nice to the NPCs here.
That they are not.
Okay, so Eamon is still standing as the lightning elemental or the storm elemental tears into them. Next, Volcat is going to try to make a death save. That's a failure. And Stinkfoot, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, there's a target over here, so we're gonna go over here. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I've got this thing.
This thing.
This thing.
Ah.
So
I don't know where you're going to find a cup of water for the material components of this spell right now.
Ooh, that's a good question. Fine.
You're in the middle of a rainstorm. I'm teasing.
Oh, okay. Good. However, I think I might need to heal myself first, because 10 damage, it only works when I have temporary hit points. So, I will use a...
Well, the temp hit points don't... It gives you temporary hit points. So if you're low on health when you cast it, you still get those 10 temporary hit points.
Okay, so I'd have to take another 10 damage, and then the armor would go away.
Yes.
Okay, so, yes, we are going to cast the armor, which means I've got basically full health again.
But 10 of it is temp hit points.
Yes. And now whenever I get attacked, I get to do some cold damage.
Nice.
Yeah, so it would be 5, sorry. Yeah, anything that attacks me while I have those temp hit points will take 10 cold damage, just straight up.
Alright.
And we're gonna move over here, and because that was an action, I get to Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to create some stinky cheese that floats around.
Do I need to create a token for you for that, or can you create your own token for that?
I believe I need you to create a token.
Okay. If I were a stinky cheese... Ah, there it is.
I should totally have one, yep.
All right. And I believe that yep, you can control it.
Hooray! And because I cast it, I can make a melee attack on the elemental.
Okay.
So, let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll some dice for this because I don't know how to make beyond 20 do this, but
Okay. I think it's already showing that you did it.
oh yeah, I guess it would be. Well, either way, I rolled an 8, so
Yep. So 8 rolled. You managed to miss the elemental with this, but you are now fully prepared.
hooray! Stinky cheese friend and icy armor.
Okay, so now it's Eamon's turn. And Eamon is realizing that this is a bad situation. But when you have a thing to do, you do the thing that you have to do. So Eamon is going to attack this one. As he shouts out over the roaring wind, "Seems tougher than we expected! We could use some help, Delgasio!" And they swing with their longsword and hit and obliterate this one
Oh, dang.
because Eamon is a glass cannon and, does lots of damage, but does not have enough hit points to keep surviving this because there's still 1d10 electrical counterattack damage. I like how I said Q 1d10 rather than R 1d10. It was great. Oh, only 1 damage. See, Eamon's fine.
Thank goodness.
And shouts, and they shout, "Take heart, fellow travelers," and the 3 of you closest to this elemental all get plus 1d4 next turn.
Woo!
And then does the hero thing and goes to attack this one over here. Does it not let me? Oh, there it goes. Okay, well, there's a miss. Because the first one was a 1 and a 3 on the die.
Indeed.
So, that is Eamon the Blind's turn. Koval, now you can make your saving throw. Sorry I had you do it too early. Go ahead and make that saving throw. Okay. It is not high enough. It was DC 12, so whatever else you do this turn, you have disadvantage, and now you take a little bit of electrical damage.
I think at this point, if it's like they're just gonna kind of unarmed strike.
Okay.
Punch the elemental in the face.
Here's the thing. This elemental is, like, coursing through your body. You can't target it right now.
That's a fair point.
I mean, you can see another 3 elementals that are still present.
Koval punches themselves in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
I
get
will
out
tell
of
you
me.
that is not going to help.
I think they would go towards this one.
Okay. So you are on a lower deck than that one right now. You'd need to move up a little bit first, like to here. And then you could shoot it with your longbow.
We'll do that.
Okay. And you are attacking with disadvantage right now, so roll a second time. Because you're being tased actively. Okay, you hit. Roll some damage. Nice. And do you have a second attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so that second attack is going to miss. And because I like the idea that ones are bad, but don't want to like severely punish you too much, I'm going to say your arrow squarely hits the statue in the back of the head, but doesn't seem to have any impact.
Oh no.
Oh.
I just very silently
No.
apologize.
So with that, the statue is... Or did you have anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
No.
Okay. With that, the statue is up. The statue... The statue is just going to say, "You seem to have this under control," and is going to walk away from this one right past you.
Pretty much under control.
And as the statue walks away, it takes an attack of opportunity. And it hits.
Oh, jeez.
But now, down here, the statue is going to level that Gatling gun at this one, and is going to fire 6 more shots from the Gatling gun.
How precise is this Gatling gun?
Well, I shouldn't roll a 1. We'll be fine. Okay, not nearly as many hits this time. That firing into a melee gets a little risky. But hit, and hit. So a couple of the shots miss, but still this Gatling gun does 32 points of damage. And you're up there with one storm elemental literally in your body, and another one that looks pretty beat up, but the statue kind of said, "Okay, your problem if you want to shoot me in the back of the head." And next is Altana's turn.
Alrighty. So, I guess I'm going to pull up my whip, and we're gonna go for round 2, quite literally, Electric Boogaloo.
Whip that lightning.
Oh no.
Roll a d4.
Plus a d4. Figuring out d4s. 4.
Hey!
I got an 11.
It hits for 15 points of damage.
Nice.
Great.
Eltana dabs. But with dabbing, I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Stinkfoot.
Bardic inspiration to Stinkfoot.
Yes, I'm going to dab and say, "Get this cheddar, my friend."
Okay.
If you want that to be a negative, you can take it. I'm just saying, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay. So, Delgasio over here saw what happened to Caval, and is going to move over here and just says, "That was rude, Dalet," and moves up here and is going to try to use Silence Will on the lightning elemental that is currently subsuming Caval. So, all right. The lightning elemental is now going to obey his commands for a little while.
Seems handy.
And then let's see. Oh, I wrote Garner's multi-attack poorly, so that's all Garner gets this turn. Garner Delgasio. All right, Seda, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. What I want to do. Seda is going to lash out with her longsword at the elemental in front of her.
Okay.
That's a 22 to hit. It was one-handed, so it's 5, but then also plus the necrotic damage from the hex. I'm trying to remember how much that was now. Was it 4? 5?
I would assume you roll every time. I think you rolled a 4,
no,
though.
it's
I think you rolled a 4.
You just roll at the beginning, yeah, and that's how much it is. So it was 4 necrotic damage, so it'll be 9 total.
Okay, so your sword, definitely stabbing lightning with a sword has consequences. But fortunately, the consequences are not that bad. Only 1 point of electrical damage. And the lightning elemental kind of draws into your sword, and most of its body just kind of is absent for a moment, and then the necrotic damage hits, and it just snuffs out the electricity. Like, it's gone.
Okay, and then Aseda's bonus action, she will transfer the hex to... Let's see here. There has to be someone I can see within 90 feet. Can I see any of the other elementals?
Not really, but you can move first.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many? Let's see. 30 feet. Whoop. Right there. Right.
You would not be able to see any of them from there. However, remember, there is this, like, under here is a short little path straight to the
that's
stairs.
Right. That does go up there. Okay, yeah, Seda will head up that direction. Because she'd heard Eamon saying earlier that they could use some help. And then at the top, when she sees this other elemental, she will transfer the hex to it.
Okay. So next we have the storm elemental that got shot at by Dalet, that is a little miffed that Dalet just walked away, but is going to move over here and attack Kaval. So, you seem like a good target. Does a 20 hit you? Probably.
Yes.
Okay, 10 lightning damage.
Alright.
And, I mean, that's all it does, it just charges you. Now this next one, the one that was previously subsuming you, obeys its telepathic command. It exits your body and starts effing right off. When it gets far enough away from the ship, it just kind of becomes part of the storm again. And when that happens, Kaval would notice that Delgasio's nose starts bleeding a little bit.
I think Kaval just kind of quietly thinks,
Okay. Now we have this one up here who Seda just joined the party. We've got Eamon here. We've got a downed person. I don't know how dangerous Seda is, but it's gonna try to subsume Eamon.
Oh no.
And it will deal 1d10 damage when it does so. Oh, no, that was not the math I meant to do. There we go. Volkod needs to make a second death save. A death save's just a flat roll, not a actual con save, is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a con save.
I think it is a con save, isn't it?
That's what
Okay.
I remember too.
Okay. He should be reasonably equipped to survive this. That's not the one I wanted to open. This is the one I wanted to open. Let's see that con save, buddy. Oh man, this is not a good day to be Volkod.
Ooh.
It may be the last chance, though. So that's the second failed death save.
Like, be me while supplies last.
Stinkfoot, it's your turn.
Well, Stinkfoot could probably choose to save Volkad, but A, I don't know that Volkad is down, and B, why would Stinkfoot care?
Mood.
Um,
Okay, I like it.
Reasons to be on Stinkfoot's friend's side.
yeah, I mean, healing you requires giving cheese, so we're not gonna do that. That seems like a bad plan, according to Stinkfoot. However, I can't reach any elementals with just a single move, so I kind of have to sprint to reach
Okay.
this one. So I can scamper on down the stairs and like hop over the railing and just show up next to Koval here.
Okay, this is up the stairs for what it's worth.
It's up. Okay, thank you.
But-
Yeah, scamper and hop.
Okay, do you want to use your bonus action?
Bonus action would be me moving the stinky cheese, the spiritual cheese. Let's see how far it can move. Up to 20 feet. Okay. We're gonna move it 20 feet. It's gonna drift slowly this way.
The slow drifting stinky
The
cheese.
Slow drifting stinky cheese. That is my turn. I got nothing else.
All right. So, it's Eamon's turn to try to not get electrocuted. Good luck, Eamon.
Oh no.
So, Eamon makes a con save. Fails the con save.
No. Eamon is too beautiful to die.
How rough is Eamon looking?
Pretty rough. I mean, not dead per se, but I mean, like, not going to survive much more of this. Eamon
Dead per
tries
se.
really hard, but is at disadvantage to give Seda a very weak smile.
Oh.
Thank you.
So sad.
And there are only a couple of people within range, so Altana and Seda, both of you can get plus 1d4 on your next... Oh, I guess we can also give it to Volkad. You know, plus 1d4 to resist death.
Seems like a good plan. I like it.
But that's... you know, he'll feebly pull out a potion and drink a potion. It seems like a professional adventurer would have a potion on hand. It's not going to do enough, but, you know, maybe a little bit. But there is, like, convulsing and shaking, like, actively being tased right now. Oh, and by the way, Seda, those eyes are pleading.
Dan, why are you doing this to me? You're a terrible person.
It's Cobble's turn. I think I'm finally pronouncing that name right. I'm so bad with that name.
No, it's okay. I kind of get mixed up too. So I'm gonna attack with a short sword.
Okay. You get advantage on the attack because it is a metal weapon. Oh, you do not need to keep rolling for advantage. You get to roll your damage dice twice.
Ooh.
This is definitely a From Hell's Heart I stab at the Venture moment, though. Okay, and roll another d6. Oh, no, I see. You rolled the dice. So it hurts you more than it hurts the lightning element.
Kind of barred. Can I try and help them?
Sure, what do you want to do?
Something menacing related. I don't know. And this is all in Eltanga, by the way. Eltanga's like, I'm gonna help you. I don't know what I'm doing. Rubs hands together. Don't die.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check with disadvantage because you're not properly equipped to do anything.
I got a 5.
Okay, like, you don't make it worse, but, I mean, the question, how do I help, is a really valid question here.
Oh.
This
Oh,
person
no.
has a storm elemental, like, inside them. What do you do to help there?
Okay, I'm going to do something even more asinine. I'm going to use my final bardic inspiration. And I'm just going to pull out a picture of myself, sign it, put it in their shirt pocket and say, "You've got this, king." And stand up.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, Eltana.
Altana, I love it. I love it.
Amazing.
Next it's Garner's turn. Garner, who seems to have a psychic awareness of every entity on board the ship, just sprints because Garner knows there's still a problem. And ends their movement right behind Altana. Seda, it's your turn.
So, Mr. Knife Hands here is still unconscious, right? Bleeding out.
Yeah, does not look like he's equipped to survive much longer.
And how
Looking pale,
bad?
there's a lot of blood on this.
How bad
mean-
is Eamon right now?
Eamon is still conscious and is smiling, like struggling to smile, and tries to whisper thank you to Eltana for the autograph, but like bit
I'm
their own
dying.
tongue
Thank you.
because they're convulsing.
I'm dying, but thank you
Lord.
for the autograph. I don't know your name. Anything for a fan.
Okay.
Also, for what it's worth, there's not a lot of blood from the attacks from these things because they're doing electrical damage.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason there is a pool of blood forming under Volcad.
Okay, Seda is going to go ahead and pull out one of her potions of healing and is going to give it to Volcad.
Okay. There we go.
Cat won't die now.
Okay, Volcad is alive. Volcad is still prone. I don't know what icon is used for prone. I was going to use the kick foot icon.
Sure.
But is alive.
Coolio. Oh, hey, we have a Meowster in the Roll20 chat.
We do.
And in voice.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Oh, fabulous.
I love that.
Amazing. Okay.
I hope you were having a fabulous happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Boom. Winning.
Bye.
Bye,
Right.
friend.
Bye.
So, Seda, other than saving the chaotic evil demon-blooded hunter, what do you want to do?
I mean, that's really all Sada's got at this point. Until the elemental is back out of Eamon, there's really nothing else.
Okay. Speaking of the elemental, it is happy to keep doing what it's doing. It's just going to
I'm
hang out
sure.
here and keep barely... You know what made the
Wow.
difference? You know what made the difference? It was the autograph.
Yes! Yes!
That elemental's like, oh no, I can't fry this person because I might fry the autograph.
Anything for a fan.
I must do it gently.
Okay. Next up, we have Volcad, who stands up, looks around. Are we done? Looks down at Eamon and says, shit. And readies an action to murder whenever the thing reappears.
That'll do.
Stinkfoot.
Stinkfoot will move just back up onto the deck over by the spiritual cheese and be like, "Oh, that's mine. I'll make it go away now." And just like waves a hand and makes the spiritual weapon disappear because Stinkfoot is unaware that there's any elementals left on board.
The statue kind of frowns a little bit, but like not a super like sad frown, just a little bit of a, oh, I thought that was interesting look. You know, that slight disappointment frown when the cheese goes away.
You'll have to, unfortunately, remove it because I don't think I can. I don't have the ability.
Okay. Next, it is Eamon's attempt to not be electrically shocked. What is Eltana's bonus for bardic music?
The bonus is 1d6. So they roll
Okay,
1d6
it is not
right.
enough because I rolled a 3. But you know what? It is not interesting to have everybody waiting on this saving throw. So I'm just going to, like, spam through the saves here and just take 1d10 damage per, or 2d10 per failed save so we can move on with the fight.
What about the psychic guy?
He can't use that again right now.
Oh, darn. Come on, Eamon, you've got this.
2. Actually, that might be enough there that... Because that's 4d10 so far. Okay, yeah. Eamon goes down, like, cannot resist it any longer, and when Eamon loses consciousness, the elemental kind of doesn't have to leave the body, but does leave the body. It doesn't fly away, it just leaves the body right there. And there was one readied action, which is going to end poorly for... Oh no, maybe he got smarter. Yeah, he got smarter. Volcad is going to take what basically is about the size of a Pringles can off his hip and just holds it close to his torso and squeezes it, and a like lance of ice shoots out of it.
Hmm.
And then he repeats it. And
Nice.
does 17 cold damage to the elemental.
I wonder what frozen lightning looks like. Like ice cold lightning.
There's an opportunity for science coming up soon. And with that, it is Koval's action.
Kobol's gonna move a bit closer. Counted that right? Wait, there we go. And then try to attack with the longbow.
Okay. You can make these shots because longbows can do parabolic shots pretty easily, but you are at disadvantage because you cannot actually see your target from here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so the first shot's a miss.
And then I'm gonna try again.
I like how everyone's just like clustering around that last elemental.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, after what it did to Eamon, you know, we need to show it that one does not do that
Indeed.
without consequences.
Don't hurt that guy we just met.
He is too beautiful. Or they are too beautiful.
Y'all didn't say that when I got attacked.
Okay.
Well,
You aren't as beautiful, honestly, Altana.
Eltana is beyond hurt. Like, so hurt they can't even. They're. Oh.
So a couple of arrows come arcing in, but ultimately miss. At this point, the statue notices that there's still a fight going on. Oh, I did not realize there was still an active opponent. And then keeps moving because... and is making her way around to punch it from behind. Eltana, it's your turn.
Woo! Eltana! Alright. So this one's out right now? We can see it?
Yeah.
We're gonna crack that whip. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun. Dun. Oh wait, don't I have 1d4 again?
Nope, because the person who's giving 1d4 is lying there unconscious.
Well, you know what? I don't want to be useless, so I'm gonna use my inspiration since it's the one shot.
Okay, do it.
Let's see this bread. I got
That's gonna
13,
hit.
13 to 8 solid damage. Ugh,
So much damage.
so much damage. Yeah, I got hit him with the whip. Duh.
Okay.
Whip. I have nothing else to do. I'm just gonna go and point finger guns at whoever's next.
Okay. At this point, you notice very, very painfully that immediately behind you is the psychic. And you're within 5 feet of the person who just makes you feel like you are being observed.
Oh no.
As he is right there over your shoulder. And you notice this because there are 2 psychic whips that swing out and manage to both hit for a bunch of damage to this thing.
Eltana starts to sweat very much. Like, I'm not even sure I have glands.
So, question about Eltana.
Yes.
Does Eltana use any sort of illusory magic, like disguise self or something like that, to just always have an alternative visual presence, or is there
No.
any glamour on Eltana?
There's tons of glamour, but no, not currently.
Okay.
Thank God.
Glamour, but not that kind of glamour.
But not that kind of glamour. I like it. Seda, it's your turn.
okay. Let's see. Seda reaches out with her gauntleted hand and doo-doo. And another ghostly skeletal hand emerges, grabbing at the elemental.
All right.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Okay. Now, is Chill Touch a... It is ultimately a ranged attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to check. And roll your bonus damage from Hex. Or no, it's just a flat 4.
Yep, just flat 4, so that'll be 12 necrotic damage.
Okay. It is very effective. Is there any secondary effect to Chill Touch, or is it just damage?
There is a secondary effect. So, which I don't know how much it matters here, but the hand continues to grasp it until Sada's next turn, and it clings to the target, and the target can't regain hit points. But I don't think that matters for an elemental so much.
No, not really. So the elemental does not like what's happening here. And there's these people down there attacking, and there's Sada here attacking. So Sada, we're gonna make some attacks against you. Does an 11 hit?
Nope.
Okay. How about an 18?
That does hit.
Okay, how about some 9 lightning damage?
Alright.
And, I mean, it's... At this point, it just seems like it is violently thrashing. It doesn't seem to have any strategy or tactics left. And Volcad is next. Volcad sees that this thing is violently thrashing, sees that you're there to fight it, sees that Eamon is in trouble, and decides to be a hero. He's gonna keep fighting. So that's a miss and a hit. For 9 cold damage to it. Okay, it does not look good. It has definitely seen better days, but it is still in the fight. Stinkfoot, it is your turn.
I mean, I could sprint over there, but then I don't get any attacks, so... That
Do you have
doesn't
any-
seem...
Do you have any spells left?
Oh, I've got spells, but I don't think any of them are useful in this situation. I could run over... So, this NPC, Amon? Is
Amon.
down, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna run over and offer Eamon a bunch of stinky, glorious, sweaty cheese from inside my armor.
Okay.
And this is actually gonna heal them, because I've got good old lay on hands.
Okay. Lay on hands, meet cheese on mouth.
That's right. You got it. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna heal 5 damage.
Okay. Eamon will regain consciousness. This is a good day for Eamon. Eamon is not going to actively engage the lightning elemental. Like, Eamon is in a bad spot, so Eamon is just going to disengage on their action. But not before giving a very sincere thank you to Stinkfoot.
For the stinky, sweaty, kind of like slimy cheese that they got to eat.
It's still a sincere thank you.
You're very welcome.
I love Eamon so much.
There is some palpable disgust, but, like, it's not at Stinkfoot, it's at what happened in Eamon's mouth.
Glorious.
Okay. Next we have, Koval.
We're going to move up here since that's as close as I think they can get. And attack again with
Okay. So, Koval is able to quickly climb up the side of the boat and is firing arrows at the elemental. Okay. How does
Nice.
this fight end?
I think at this point they're just very done with this situation. So they just kind of hop up and then quickly throw an arrow.
All right. So as the arrow tears through the last elemental, it kind of is this like almost unsatisfying, but ultimately not sort of. And now it's over. We were fighting, things got bad, and now, F it, we're done. Like, don't even care. And I will remove the last elemental from the map.
Woo!
And everybody's in a bad spot.
I mean, I think most of the player characters are fine except for me. Me and the NPCs aren't looking so good though.
Yeah.
It took some damage.
Eltaga's going to go up and be like, "Hey Sega, I see you're not doing so hot. I don't know what I'm doing, but here, I found this cloth I can use to bandage you. And I want to attempt to help you."
Thank you.
No problem. Should I make a medicine check?
No.
That's valid.
That's a good sign when your DM's like,
I've been electrocuted, but I'm sure that bandage will work wonders.
Only a few thousand joules of electricity, of course, through my body. No big deal.
Well, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes, that
I just
band-aid
want to
will
help you.
definitely help.
Well, what do you want me to do, Sega? I'm trying my best here, and my best sucks. We've been over this.
oh, well.
Theta will kind of gesture over her shoulder at Volcad, and say, "You could maybe help him out though with the bandages. He actually seems to be bleeding."
Yeah, well, if someone appreciates me, grumble, grumble. I swear, y'all don't give me enough respect.
I just heard a little bit of Kermit come out there, Clem.
Yeah, that did sound Kermity.
No! Stop! Maybe a little.
Eltana has suddenly been possessed by the spirit of a small purple grung.
Okay.
Eltana is mad.
So, as the fight is winding down, Dalet just looks at everybody. Some of you are injured. The attack has passed. We should be safe. I will stay and guide the ship. You should all go below decks. We are nearing the exit.
Follows directions and goes down the stairs.
And then Dalet stomps very loudly twice and goes and takes the wheel. Or the helm.
All right, then.
Sada will ask Volcat if they need any assistance downstairs. Or if he needs any assistance.
He tries not to respond with contempt, but can't help it. So there's this like, "I'm fine. Thanks." And shoves Seda away. But he's trying not to be a jerk about it.
Points for effort?
Sada just kind of shrugs and heads downstairs herself.
I will head downstairs with the rest of the gang as well.
Okay. So, everybody heads downstairs except the robot. And the captain of the ship comes downstairs too.
Marcel?
Yes, Marcel is down here too. Well, you all seem to be doing quite well. Excellent work. Thank you. Your efforts will not go unnoticed.
Hmm.
Apparently this will, 'cause no one take my damn bandage.
Let's celebrate to a job well done.
Captain, do you have more cheese? I can't celebrate without more cheese. Stinkfoot looks up, hopefully.
I suppose I could check for more cheese, but there are no promises. I'll be right back. And the captain heads upstairs for a minute. Meanwhile, everybody else heads into the bunk area and kind of sits down, like, heavily.
Is this a bench up here?
There is an actual proper bench at the back of the bunk area.
Okay, Stinkfoot's gonna go sit at the bench.
Is there any type of musical instrument down here?
Well, everything's a drum if you're clever about it. Other than that, though, I like the idea of a fiddle, so there's a fiddle on board.
I'm really sad it's not a piano, but you know what? You take what you can get. So,
Yes, they have a full grand piano in a ship.
I mean, a girl can hope. What do you want? So I guess Altana, seeing everyone kind of half dead and sad, will start playing something rather lovely.
Okay. So you start playing something rather lovely. I'm gonna move you down into the room.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got moved my token. That was my fault. But yes, I'm going to play a fiddle rendition of Something About the Way You Look Tonight. Not copyright.
So, eventually, Marcel comes in, and Marcel has two things. One is a crystal bottle of some amber-colored liquid. It's like, about it looks like an 80 milliliter bottle. Just short of a liter. No, do I have that math wrong? Just short of a liter. Whatever. I'm bad at math. But it's got an amber-colored liquid, has another one of those sealed cheese wax things, tosses the wax wheel to Stinkfoot, and says, "A toast to our victory."
Oh, thank you.
I'll
Stinkfoot
drink to
grabs
that.
the cheese and unwraps it and crams the whole thing in their mouth.
And Marcel starts pouring everybody a glass of this amber liquid.
Oh, I'm gonna drink this, and I can't wait to find out it was poison.
Funny that you should say that.
Oh
Zeta
no!
holds up a hand and goes, "I don't drink, but thank you."
Okay, well, while you are having that argument about whether or not you are going to have a shot with everyone else, Altana takes the drink. And Altana,
Yeah?
you are very confused suddenly. You don't remember anything since you got on board this ship.
Oh, do I still remember my friends, or is it all gone?
No, you remember your friends, but you only remember your friends from before. You don't know who this Asamar is. You don't know who this guy with the extremely penetrating aura of "I know the truth" is. You don't know who that really dangerous person sitting next to Seda is, or who that fop is standing there arguing with Seda about why it's tradition and everybody needs to take a drink.
Hold on! Where am I? I haven't had that much to drink, have I? Sega, when did I start?
Zeta
How-
looks over at Altana and goes, "What are you talking about?"
Where am I? How did I get here? What is this drink? How much have I had to drink? Usually, I have a good story to tell if I've drinking this much, but I don't remember a thing.
Zeta's going to attempt to grab Marcel around the neck with her gauntleted hand.
He's a fop. Done. While this is happening, Delgasio stands up and walks over to Altana, And Altana, you have always felt under scrutiny in the presence of Delgasio.
Yes.
Now you feel like you are a transparent overlay.
Oh God. Hi. Please don't reveal my darkest secrets. They're dark and secret for a reason. I'm terrified. You can't tell. Because I'm drinking, I think. Probably. But I am.
Delgasio just looks down and says, "You really don't know what's going on, do you?"
Oh God, you know. You know, don't you? What do you know? Tell me what you know! You can't tell anyone. You can't tell them here. It'll be too weird. Please don't tell
Meanwhile,
them.
Marcel is stammering, saying, "I didn't do anything. We were all going to share a drink. I have a glass, too."
It's not what you think! I promise, probably. Question mark.
Theta will ask, Volcad to hand over his shot, and then we'll attempt to make Marcel drink it.
Marcel takes a deep breath. If this will make you happy, and before he takes it, he says, "All right, now, you're sure this will make you happy?"
Theta looks at him consideringly and goes, either you are bluffing, or you have some kind of immunity to whatever this drink may be. Interesting. Well,
And
drink up.
He takes the drink, and he gets a very confused look on his face for a second, and then snaps out of it. And looks at the glass, looks at you. You're still clearly threatening him, right?
I mean, she's still got her throat, or her hand around his throat, yes.
Says, "So,
What's the little one's name? And Seda gestures over at Stinkfoot.
you don't expect me to keep track of all my employees." Look, we're in the middle of the Traucasus drop. We're all having a shot together to celebrate.
What are we celebrating?
Well,
Stinkfoot, don't drink that shot.
I assume you all just soundly defeated the storm elementals.
Yes, I suppose you would know that. You've made this run how many times with different crew members each time? I wonder why it's always different crew members, even though this is supposed to be a very lucrative job. Seda is just boring holes into this guy right now with her eyes.
He says, "What are you talking about, different crew members each time? My first mate is always the same. Dalet!"
Seda has a bad feeling right now.
At this point,
She'll set Marcel down.
Dalgasio is no longer paying attention to Altana and moves over and is studying Marcel and is just really, really focusing. Okay, so Altana keeps drinking. I love it.
I forgot what I was doing. Oh crap, a beer! Oh shit, I forgot what I was doing! Oh, it's a drink!
Bigfoot looks fascinatedly at Eltana and is like, "Here's mine. Do you want
Hi,
one?"
yeah! Hi, Stinkfoot! Oh, hi, Stinkfoot!
Yep.
Oh
Altana
no.
just keeps waking up to this same scene. So at this point, Eamon nods I think I'm beginning to understand. Eamon steps to block the door. Right about the same time that Dahlette walks in the door. Eamon says, I apologize. I've been lying to you all. At this point, Delgasio stops looking at Marcel and looks horrified at Eamon.
Oh.
So I hate to put a pause on the roleplay, but I do need a quick bio break. So
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is a good cliffhanger anyway.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
I think we'll leave it with this moment right here, because I need to wrap up relatively soon myself. So we'll leave this dream at a cliffhanger. You'll come back to the same dream some other time, with Eamon reaching up and taking off their face, and not looking like Eamon anymore, but looking like a completely different person, as like the idea that Eamon ever existed stops being real.
Man, I can't believe you're doing this to me.
You're welcome.
I know exactly what just happened, and I do not like it.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm so
You're-
confused.
You're very welcome. I think it's not just break time, but we are going to call the game session with Eamon revealing that they're not really Eamon and had a mask of disguise on.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey, I have a hat like that. I stole it.
Whew, it's
I
probably a
was-
good thing we ended there, because otherwise Dahlette would have wiped the floor with all of us.
I had a really cool secret because I was like, you kept intimidating me with that dude. And I was like, I created this interesting yet dumb secret I don't want anyone to find out. And I don't know if I actually don't want anyone to find out, but I know I don't. Anyway.
Well, I will tell you very directly, Delgasio was put into this party of NPCs because I knew you would enjoy interacting. Because this character was here just for you, and the character Eamon was here just for Tali. But I mean, I think Kristen has some fun with the reveal at the end.
Yes.
But I hope everybody enjoyed this session. There is, of course, room for a follow-up, or the dream ended with this person revealing that they're not who they said they were.
And suddenly we all disappear off the ship, just leaving this mysterious person, Delgasio, and Volcad to deal with Dahlette and Marcel.
Elpana realizing their painful secret they don't want anyone to know, and now they're paranoid about it, even outside of the dream. You've tortured me with this cliffhanger, and many other things.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Dan. I had a lot of fun.
I had a great time.
Yeah, it was really good.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks Oz for coming and hanging as Kogel.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
fun. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, I'm happy everybody had a good time. And with that, I am going to go ahead and bow out of this audio chat. But Kristen, if you have a moment, you should definitely call me.
I will.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me run for your group, Jack. Thank you, group, for letting me introduce these fun and interesting characters. I hope it was an entertaining little aside, and I will be back next week to watch y'all play. If there is game next week, I don't know. Somebody who does the stream thing should do the stream thing and do the closeout, because I'm not part of that formal stuff.
I mean,
It's
formal
all
stuff.
good. I am here. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's Meowster.
It is Meowster. So I have the Be Right Back sign up because I realized just now I don't have a stream ending soon button to push. So it says Be Right Back, but really we're back not today probably.
We're back in a while.
We're back in a while. But there are lovely various socials for folks to connect with us on. We've got Instagram, we've got the Twitters, we've got Twitch, we've got Discord. If you do join us in the Discord, you have to type in that thing there. I haven't figured out a hyperlink yet. Maybe that's something I could do today, where you can click the screen somehow. I don't know. Fancy. But if you join the Discord, you get to see some of those emotes that we've been referring to early, because we've already imported them into the Discord channel, so you can get a sneak peek of the sweetness that is Fish Rat.
Fish Rat, the great deity.
Fish Rat, the great deity. Also, just as a side note for the Dungeon Master stream in general, I ordered a bunch of awesome gear for myself for my birthday. Because I did. So, like, I've got a new webcam coming, and you're hearing me using my new microphone for the first time. Hopefully I sound excellent. I guess I'll check the stream later. Thanks for posting the Discord link in the chat there, Mirame. And, yeah, so this little pile of friends is planning on hanging out regularly, because we all love each other. So you'll get to experience this nonsense more and more the more you hang out. Thanks to everyone for showing up, and I can't wait to go watch this later when I am not celebrating with family.
Yeah, and I think our next streaming session would be probably the 15th.
Yes.
At least with the majority of us.
So two weekends from now, on the 15th, we have a very special side quest planned. What is it called? The Great Mushroom Cheese Caper?
Yeah, something like that.
The Great Mushroom Cheese Caper, featuring custom images created by your very own Mirame. Apparently.
Ooh.
It's absolutely 100% created by Mirame.
Oh, well.
I watched it happen. You sent me all your little versions. It was so cool. You also helped very heavily with the planning of the story arc and some of those ideas. So we're going to dig into some real deep mushroom nerdery, and I hope you're ready to question your morals. And
Oh!
Oh boy.
I love it.
This means we're immediately all going to veer into evil territory, apparently.
We'll find out how mushroom there is.
To question your morals. Either way, it's going to be rather cheesy.
Oh, yes.
Anyways, well, I love all of you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you on stream soon. I'll be streaming Dungeon Meowster playing video games by themselves between now and the next D&D stream, just to keep practicing at the stream overlay and keep improving the channel overall. Tell your friends, please like us on Twitch if you haven't already, if you're viewing from YouTube or Facebook. Thanks for joining us there. And have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
Good night, y'all.
Yep, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Eltana loves you.